Right.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so as we discussed yesterday, so basically it starts from the RFQ. As RFQ is confirmed, it gets into the confirmed purchase order. So you can see it has four roles currently. Odoo, then the purchase
Can you
manager,
put
purchase.
can you put the
Sorry,
cursor there? I cannot see where it is.
can you see
Yeah.
now, cursor?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
Odoo, then purchase manager, purchase officer, and the vendor. So these are the
Yeah.
four roles that are involved in the purchase process. And when the purchase officer confirms the purchase order,
Okay.
okay, and it sends the information to the warehouse as well. Because as you seen yesterday, as we confirm the purchase order, a receipt transfer is created at the draft state.
Hmm.
Okay, then if there is any vendor reference, you can put into the PO and or into the purchase order chatter. On the right side, we have seen that there is a chatter of the purchase order or any of the document. You can log any history or any details of the logs or the any reference numbers in that chatter as well. Send document reference, you can also send the document to the vendor. You can see here gets email. We seen yesterday, you can share the PO by send PO by email option on the PO screen to your vendor as well. Okay, and
Okay.
when you send that email to your vendor, it is also logged into the chatter. You can see here on the right side of the document, there is also a log that you have sent the email to your vendor,
Okay.
and the PDF document of the PO is attached into that PO email. Okay,
Okay.
okay, and there is this is a this is not a mandatory step, but there is mentioned that you can also store the vendor reference. When you get the vendor reference, you can also store it into your PO purchase order document into the vendor reference field, and then due date for the receipt confirmation. As we seen in the yesterday's session, you can also give the expected arrival date. That is basically a due date for the receipt confirmation, and you can also send the receipt reminder to your window or to your vendor. Sorry, under the accepted arrival date, we also seen that there was a field to for the reminder. If that field is turned on, so our automatic reminder is sent out to your vendor before the arrival of the expected arrival date. And when that reminder is set up, automatic email is generated and the email is sent to your vendor before the arrival of delivery date. And then your vendor confirms the receipt date. This is a manual communication upon your emails. In Odoo, you can update the dates to the warehouse when you receive the confirmation of the dates from your vendor. You can update it to your warehouse as well, and you can also put that dates into the purchase order chatter. And when you are logging anything into the purchase order chatter by mentioning any user, your user will be notified about that log. Then when actual goods are dispatched, your vendor also it's a normal process. Your vendor also sends you the tracking number of that goods, from which delivery carrier they have sent out these goods, and what is the tracking number for their dispatch. And you can add the tracking number into the chatter as well.
Okay.
And when actual goods arrives to your premises, you will actually receive that goods. And after receiving the goods, actual inventory process starts. So this flowchart, if I specifically talk about the purchase order, it's only about the purchase order document.
Okay.
And we talked about the chatter. Let me show you how can you add the things into the chatter. If I go to the purchase order document we discussed, some things in the flow chart. Let me show you that. So if I go to the purchase order, so here is expected arrival date. You can see here. So you can mention their expected arrival date, and if I create a new,
Now you are in the flowchart or
you are not able to see my screen.
no?
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so if I create a new RFQ, you can see here the expected arrival date that we were
Mm.
discussing in the flow chart, and then the ask confirmation. If you turn on this check button, let me give expected arrival date. Let's say this, and give me a vendor. And if I turn on this check button, why it's not allowing to check on? You can send this email to your vendor for the RFQ, and then maybe refresh. It's not allowing me to turn this on. I think there is problem something with DB. So if you turn this check on, ask confirmation. So you can see here under my mouse, there is a tooltip that automatically send a confirmation email to vendor X days before the expected receipt date, asking
Mm-hmm.
him to confirm the exact date. So when you given the expected arrival date here, and when you turn on this check button, and other field would be populated here for X days. So which days before that expected arrival days do you want to send the notification to your vendor? So if you put 5, so 5 days before the expected arrival date, a confirmation email would be shooted to your vendor for the confirmation of arrival date.
Okay.
Okay, so that was mentioned in the flowchart. And then if you receive the confirmation from your vendor, that will also be loaded into this chatter, like that this email that you send out to your vendor is in chatter. When you receive a response from your vendor against this email for the expected arrival date, that will also be stored into this chatter, and you can find later on subsequently the response of vendor in the chatter of the PO.
That means the email have to be configured right inside the settings.
Yes, but if you are using the Odoo default, so you can also use the Odoo default email. So like in this DB, this is a trial DB, we are using the Odoo default domain, and the email is already configured. When you are sending the email, it should shoot it to your vendor, and then when vendor will submit a response to this email, that would also be stored into this chatter.
Okay.
And then if you have received any you are communicating with your vendor and the expected arrival date have been confirmed, now the material have been dispatched from the vendor, and vendor have shared you the tracking number and the carrier information to you for this PO. You can also log these into the PO chatter by here. So the tracking number is this, and carrier is M and P. Okay, so you can store all details here related to this document. And on the other side, if you also want that this information should also be notified to any inventory user that the material is coming and the tracking number is this and the carrier is this, you can do by by addressing a specific user here, like you can put at, and then you can address any user here, log. So you can see here now I have mentioned the user here as well. So the user will also get the notification of this log in this message icon,
Okay.
that a Shakil has posted a log on this document, and the log is that.
Okay.
So that notification would be appeared here as well. So if he
So
clicks on
he'll
the
be
notification, sorry.
yes, yes, yes.
So
So he'll be having access.
if he
Yeah.
clicks on the notification, he will be prompted to the PO directly.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So these details were mentioned in the flowchart as well. So when you are having the communication with your vendor, so you can also log the details into the chatter of the document.
Okay.
Okay, and I think we have skipped. Let me tell you. So log notes are every document in the Odoo has this chatter box, which has the options of send message, log note, and the activities.
Okay.
Okay, so log note is basically used for the internal communication.
Okay.
So you can log anything that is related to this document, that should be the part of this document history, and you can also address any of your internal users on that log to get notified.
Okay.
Okay, and the send message is used for the external messages as well. So when you will hit the send message button, and just like a log, you will be prompted to a pop-up, so you can write here any message, but this will be shooted to all of the followers of this document, and this is normally used for the external communication. Followers of any document would contains the by default the creator of that document and any partner that is involved in that document. Creator of this document is currently me. I'm creating this document. I will also be the follower of this document, and the partner in this document is Audrey Peterson. So the partner can be employee, can be vendor, can be customer. So any partner that is involved in this document would also be the follower, and then any person that is creating this document or validating this document would also be the follower. System automatically gets them as a follower, and when you will hit the send message and when you type any message, that would be dispatched to all of the followers. If you want to see the followers of the documents, let me hit the send. So the message have been sent. If you want to see the followers of the document, you can see here show followers option. Click here, all of the followers are appearing here. So the first one is creator of the document, second one is the partner of the document. So if you want to remove manually any of the followers, you can hit the cross button. And if you want to add any of follower by your choice, you can go with the add follower option, and you can search here from your contacts to add any of the followers that would be
Internal
added as a
was
follower to this document. Sorry,
followers internal or external?
sorry, external, internal, external.
Yeah, add followers. You can add
Yes,
whether
you can add
any.
internal and external as well.
Okay.
Yes. All of your employees, your customers, and your vendors are saved in the contacts. So the add followers searches from the contacts. So you can add internals and the externals into the follower
Hmm.
as well.
Okay. So any contacts or any vendors or which one which have been created is automatically going to create it in the contacts menu, right?
Yes,
Okay. Irrespective whether it is a vendor or a client or
yes, yes,
any other person, everyone will appear in the contacts.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then the third option is activities. So if you want to create any activities related to this document, so you can create here. So let's say you have added RFQ here. So do you want to add activity for yourself? to have a follow-up from vendor tomorrow. So you can add here, activities are just like reminders. So you can add here to do activity and should be due tomorrow, assigned to yourself, and the summary to have follow-up from vendor schedule. So you can see here an activity have been created in the chatter for this document, and on the other side, this activity would also be appeared into this clock icon of the user for which this activity have been created. So this activity have been created for the mutual admin user. So if I go, I'm logging with the mutual admin currently. So if I go to here, so you can see here purchase order showing me the 3 late activities and one for today and
Okay.
one for future. So if I click on the one for future, it should be the same that I have created recently. So you can see here, it is same. PO number 26, vendor order Peterson. If I click here, so this is the same PO number that I have created now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I have 33 activities currently that are due.
Okay.
7 messages unread. Okay, now should I move to the inventory?
Yes.
Okay, so inventory basically, as I have already mentioned, basically receives data from other modules, like you get inventory from the purchase, manufacturing, and you delivers inventory through the sales. We have touched inventory part. Let me refresh it. We have touched inventory part related to purchase yesterday. We will touch inventory part related to the manufacturing today. We have touched already the sales part while delivering the inventory part already, and we will check the other settings that are available in the inventory other than modules. So when you go to the inventory app, by default this page is loaded. So this is a landing page of the inventory. So you have these cards appearing here. These are basically the inventory operations. So you have currently 5 operations in your inventory. That operations can be increased or can be decreased according to your setups. So by default, these are available. One is receipt operation that is triggered against purchase orders. Another is internal transfers operation that is triggered against any internal transfers that can be generated against receipts, delivery orders, or that is internal transfers can also be generated manually when you need to move your stock from one location to another location. Sorry. Then the third option is delivery orders operation. So this operation is basically triggered from the sales orders. When the sales order is confirmed, delivery order operation is triggered. Then the third operation is manufacturing. When the manufacturing order is created, this operation is triggered. Fourth operation is POS orders. So if you remember, we have installed the POS app. So when we create a POS order, so a picking operation is generated to pick and deliver the products for the POS items. And this operation is basically, operation type is basically used for that picking. So when POS order is created, POS order operation is triggered. And this is automatically processed when you hit the payment option in the POS. So this POS order operation is automatically validated and confirmed. But for the receipts, internal transfers, delivery orders, and manufacturing operations, you have to validate these operations manually and to confirm the transactions. Any questions related to this screen?
No, this is okay.
Okay, and then you can also create the these are the basically operation types. You can also create more operation types according to your setups, according to your requirements. These are default created by the system when you install the inventory module. So these are created by default. So let's say if you need to create a new operation type, why this need arises and why you need to create a this operation type, we will also see this in today's session. So currently you can see you have the internal transfer option here. So if I create a new purchase order, let's see, let me clear these tiles at first. So we have two in waiting, let me clear this out. Heroes input, quality control.
That is a version 3 model, right? Which will be created yesterday.
Sorry, your voice is not clear, Shafi.
Yeah, the
You are
version
talking
3
about.
model. Yeah, the version 3 model which we have been created yesterday, right? That too.
Yes, yes. Currently, we have three step receiving
Yeah,
activated.
yeah.
Okay, so let's say I am creating a new purchase order. So we are going to discuss why you need to create a new operation type and how you can create a new operation type. Okay,
Okay.
I am going to create a new purchase order, new. Uh, Let me duplicate rather than creating a new one. So I will go to the existing one and I will go with the duplicate option. Here I can duplicate, confirm purchase order. So as I have confirmed the purchase order, you can see here the receipt transfer have been created. And if I go to the inventory, so you can see here the one receipt operation is created, and then two internal transfers have also been created that are in waiting and are late. So let me see these. And if I remove and group it by source, I'm checking my PO number to find my ships easily. So the PO number is 27. So let me group it by source. I will go to the 27 PO. Here is 27. So if I expand the 27, you can see here the three transfers have been created from PO 27. And if I group it by operation type, and if I go to 27, so you can see here one receipt operation have been created and two internal transfers have been created.
Okay.
A receipt is warehouse in 00017, and two internal transfers 12 and 13 have been created. One internal transfer is for quality control,
Okay.
dispatching from quality control to warehouse stock, and one is from input to quality control. Okay, so let's say if I go back to the let me duplicate this by keeping this screen alive. If I go back to the inventory overview screen, so let's say your both internal transfers for quality and for input to quality control are appearing under the internal transfers. So your quality team basically cannot easily find transfer related to them to validate them and to perform quality controls, because
Yes.
all of the internal transfers are appearing under the internal transfer option. So internal
Yes.
transfers can be created manually by the inventory team. Then the internal transfers related to deliveries can also appear under this option. So you can create a different operation type for your quality team. So
Okay.
after creating that operation type, they can easily identify that. So if a new tile would be appeared like receipts here, so they can easily identify how much documents need to be processed by the quality team. Okay, so now I will create a new quality operation type. Let's say I'm going to operation types, and I will create a new operation. Currently these are the operation types. I will go to internal transfers, and let me create a new. I am hitting a new button, so I will add the name quality assurance. Type of operation is internal transfer. So this is internal transfer. Basically they are just transferring material from quality control to warehouse stock after performing some quality transfers. Okay, so I can give here the reference sequence, so which sequence would be used here. So, and I can give the sequence prefix, let's say qa slash, and the rest of the settings should be same, and the default source location and destination location should be the stock. So in which location the stock would be transferred by this operation, warehouse stock, and it will take from quality. Okay, save. And now you can see here a new sequence have been created for this transfer. So when that document would be created under this, new sequence would be generated by having a prefix of qa dash.
What is
Previously
that
we,
second one? Sorry to interrupt you. Reference sequence, second one.
this is a sequence new generated by this is a sequence entry basically generated. So if you go to this by this arrow link, you can find here. So this is a sequence entry that is created for this operation type. So you can
Hmm.
also modify the settings for this sequence. Currently I'm giving the prefix of the qa slash. You can also give the prefix for month, year, and you can also
Okay.
give the suffix for that sequence.
And we can mention there from which number it should start.
Yes, you can also mention the next number here, and then
Okay.
the sequence size, you can also mention the sequence size of.
Size means the digits, the number of digits.
Yes, digits. Five
Okay.
means it will start from 0000 tetra 01.
Okay.
Okay, and if I go back to the operation type, so the operation type have been created, and now I have to go to the routes as we discussed yesterday. If I go to warehouse again to just give you a reminder, so we are using for incoming shipments, receive goods in input, then quality, and then stock. Okay,
Okay.
so we are using three-step option, and
Yeah.
against this three-step option our route is created by the system automatically. If I go to the configuration and routes, so there would be a route for the three steps. For every option that you select on the warehouse, a route is created automatically. So there would be a route for the three steps. So you can see here, receive in three steps. This is a route that is created by system automatically for the warehouse. So I will go to this route to see the
No,
settings of this route.
sorry to interrupt you. This route, from where it comes, this route?
Path of this route. Do you want to know the
We have
path
just no,
navigation?
we just have taken only the operation type, right? Operation type we have configured right now.
Yes, yes.
The next thing is the so once you configure it, the route came automatically.
No, route is basically configured by Odoo automatically when you select the option from warehouse. If I go to the warehouse, so whichever
Yeah.
option is selected from the warehouse, the
Hmm.
relevant route is automatically created for that warehouse. You can
Yes.
also find the routes from here. There is a smart link on the warehouse.
Okay.
Okay, and you can also go independently to the routes from the configuration and routes,
Ah. Okay.
and there would be the route for the option that you selected on the warehouse.
Okay.
So there is a route for the receiving three steps: input, quality, and stock. If I open up this route,
Hmm.
so here are the settings for this route. So settings mean every pull and push actions are saved in this route. Pull and push actions means from which location inventory should be pulled and to which location it should be pushed. So
Mhm.
when we see that we are getting inventory from the vendor location to the input, so basically we are pulling the inventory from the vendor location and pushing to the input location. Then when inventory arrives to the input location, when we also use the push operation to push it to the quality location, and then when it arrives to the quality, it is pushed to the warehouse main stock.
Okay.
So these are basically rules used to define the routes. So there are two lines here. You can see here, first line is basically deciding that from warehouse input, material should be transferred to the warehouse quality control. And then
Okay.
second line is defining the route that from warehouse quality control, material should be transferred to the warehouse stock.
Okay.
And behind that, the material from the vendor to warehouse input is basically defined from the buy route. There should be another buy route. So buy route basically drops the material from vendor to input location,
Mhm.
and then receipt in three-step route is called, and then at first material is dropped from warehouse input to quality control, and then at second material is dropped from quality control to warehouse stock. So if I go to configuration again, there should also be a route for buy. So you can find here buy. So these two routes basically works in together. These two routes works together.
Yeah.
Okay. Buy route. What do buy routes? If I go to, you can see here buy route gets stock from the vendor location and drops it into the warehouse input.
Okay.
Okay. And from warehouse input, the next receive route is called, and from warehouse input stock is dropped to the warehouse quality control, and then from quality control stock is dropped to the warehouse stock.
Mm.
Okay. And I need to generate a different operation transfer for this rule. So
Okay.
when from quality control stock is dropped to warehouse stock and internal transfer is created, so I require to create a different operation type, that is quality assurance rather than internal transfer. Okay. So I will open up this rule basically. So when I go to this rule, so you can find here the settings of this rule: action, pull and push, and the operation type. So it is the operation type that is basically used to create the transfer for this rule. So I will go to this operation type and I will select the operation type of mine that I have created right now. So now when this rule will be called and an internal transfer would be created, that internal transfer would not be appeared under the internal transfers operation. It would be appeared under the quality assurance operation.
Mhm.
Save, save. And if I go back to the inventory overview, now you can see here the quality assurance is also appearing here. Okay.
Okay. The last step, I got confused. The last step which you have ended. So let's
Last
just.
step on the route.
Yeah, the route.
Yes. So basically, if I go back to the routes, three step. So this is the rule basically. Under the route, these lines are called rules. So
Okay.
this is a rule basically that is creating internal transfer for the quality control team. Okay.
Okay.
So I need to segregate this internal transfer from the internal transfer operations to quality assurance. So I will go to this rule, and under this rule settings, you can find here the operation type that is used to create internal transfer under this rule.
This screen from where I have taken. This screen.
Sorry,
This screen from where I have taken this screen. The pop-up screen.
I just clicked on this rule line.
Ah, rule line. Okay, that is my confusion. Okay. Mm.
Yes. And after going to this screen, you need to select your operation type that should be used to create this role transfer.
Okay. So which all changes we did in this?
I just changed the operation type. The previously there was internal transfer selected. I change it to the quality assurance.
Okay.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, yeah. You can.
Okay. Now the setting have been done, and as I created a new operation type under the operation types, a new tile has also been appeared. Currently 0 to process. Let me clear the statuses here. Serial number, validate. Okay, so I have to perform the quality checks as well that we created yesterday. And now another thing also should be noted here, that should be a question from your side, Shipley.
Yeah.
So let's say, what's this? Should be my picture. Okay, validate, pass. So that should be a question from your side, that I am performing the quality checks on the receipt operation. You can see here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I should perform these quality checks on quality assurance operation.
Yes.
If I go back to the inventory overview, so I was performing the quality checks on this operation. So rather than
Yes.
performing quality checks on this operation, these should be performed on this operation.
Yes.
Okay, so because we have created a new operation type, so now we also need to change the quality checks setup, that these quality checks should be called on the quality assurance operation type.
Yes.
Okay, and let me clear this, and then we will change the setup for the quality. Validate. Now I will go to the terminal transfers. uh, yes, validate, validate. Okay, so if I go back to inventory overview, now the statuses have been cleared: 0 to process, 0 to process, and 0 to process. I will go to the quality app, and I will change the setups of the quality control points, call them on the quality assurance operation rather than receipt operation. I will go to the quality control points. Okay, so I will go to this. So here is the operation basically on which these quality control operations are called, and let me choose here the quality assurance rather than receipts. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will go to the others as well. Let me see if we can change from the list view. No, quality assurance. Okay, now I will create a new PO, and we'll check how the things works now. And then the quality checks should also be triggered on the quality assurance operation rather than receipt now. Okay, I will create a new PO quickly. Going to the POs tab, I will duplicate existing ones, duplicate.
Earlier, when duplicating, it appears as copy. Right now, nowadays in the new version, it's not appearing the copy.
Copy of the PO.
Yeah, some copy word is written right together with the, I mean, the reference number.
No, the copy is only added onto the documents where
Okay.
contains the basically description field, like
Mm-hmm.
product, like customer, vendor. So when you duplicate the customer, vendor, and the product entry, so it suffix the copy text at the end of the name. So because you cannot or you should not duplicate create the duplicate vendors and the products, that way system automatically attach the copy text at last to for your easiness to recognize that this is a duplicated entry. But for the documents, like when you duplicate the sale order, purchase order, invoice, or any other thing that contains a sequence number, system automatically creates the next sequence by duplicating that document.
Okay.
So for that, as I duplicated, so system created the next sequence number, that is 28. Okay, and I will confirm the PO. And as I will confirm receipt operation is created, I will go to my inventory, and now I will refresh this. Now there is PO 28 that we created recently. I will expand this PO. So now you can see here one receipt operation created, one internal transfer, that is basically moving goods from input to quality assurance or quality location, and then the final transfer quality assurance, on which the quality checks would be performed and the stock would be transferred to the main warehouse location. And then if I go to the inventory overview screen to have another view, inventory overview, now you can see here one receipt need to be processed, one transfer, and one quality operations. And as I will process this receipt, uh, one to process would be appeared in the internal transfer, and as I will process the internal transfer, one to process would be appeared into the quality assurance. So let's see if I expand this. So you can see here receipt is in ready mode, internal transfer is waiting another operation, and quality assurance is also waiting an other operation. So as I will process these transfers step by step, so next transfers would be converted into the ready state. So let's
One
go with the
question.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, normally after the internal operations only, the quality check should arrive, come, right?
After the internal
Now,
operation, yes.
yeah, because there is already the person, the different persons is waiting at different places, or the different person is using the system. So the
Yeah.
quality assurance person, without receiving the document item itself, he is receiving a notification that he want to check the items, right?
Yes.
So how come it works then? First, a receiving area, he accepted the material, then
Yes.
it have to move to a particular place. That means, in our case, it's a quality check area.
Yes.
So, but all the areas is having one right now. One.
One means.
Yeah, if you just come back to the previous screen, the
Okay.
list view
Okay.
or transfer. See, this is ready state, the
Yes.
input. Then
Yes.
the quality check, right? That's the second option. I mean, second is
Yes.
quality check.
Yes.
Sorry, internal transfer. Then comes
Yes.
the quality assurance. So
Yes.
internal transfer should get it completed, right? Waiting for another operation means that operation have to be converted to ready. Then only stock the quality control should appear as one, right?
No. One means the count. One is basically representing the count under the receipt. So because I have added the group by option on the screen, so that's why it's showing me the count that under the receipts operation there is one transfer. Under the internal transfers there is one transfer. Under the quality
Mm.
assurance there is one transfer. So this is only showing me the count of the lines because I have added the group by on the screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
So if I remove the, you can also see here on the PO, it is showing me the three because
yeah.
also I have also grouped it by PO number. It is showing me three
Mhm.
means there are three operation types under this PO: receipt,
Mhm.
internal transfer, and quality assurance. And I
Okay.
have grouped it by, you can see here at first source document and then operation type.
Okay.
So this is only showing the counts. You can also group it by on your, let's see, let me give you the understanding of the group by. If I go to devices screen, now you can see here these are different invoices. So here you can see the customer. So if I group it by customer, so let's say you are having multiple invoices for decoding and you want to group by decoding to show the totals of the predict. So group it by partner. Now you can see here system have grouped it by the partner, and this is showing you that the decodict has the 4 invoices and the total amounts of for these invoices are this. So if you want to see the details, expand it, click on it, so the details would be expanded.
Yes, that means here there are four documents itself. Four bills are there, separate
Yes,
bills.
yes,
In the previous case means there is only one item. Suppose you received only one item from the vendor. So that one item have to move from one place to another.
yes. But this is not showing me the group of items. This is showing me the group of these rows.
Rows, okay, that may be the reason. So my question is that one operation should be completed, then only another operation should come, right? That was my doubt. Actually, anyway,
No, no, no.
yeah,
You are right. When it is showing you the Odoo behaves differently. It is showing you that it has created all 3 transfers at that same time, but with different status for to address your question. So it is
yeah,
showing you that your first operation is ready. You need to
yeah,
perform this. Then your second operation would be ready.
okay,
Okay, so and it is required because if you have confirmed your PO, so you are not aware after confirming that PO what steps you need to perform to get that material received into your location. You would not
hmm.
be aware, but having this screen or having these options, you would be aware that to get this material to your warehouse, to get it usable, you have to perform these 3 steps.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, you have to receive it from vendor to input, and that is basically receiving operation. And then you have to transfer it from input to quality location to get the
hmm.
quality performed. And then after performing the quality team need to transfer it to warehouse stock if it is usable.
Yes. Suppose you are sitting at the quality and I am at the stock level. Okay.
Yes.
So
Mm.
I am at the stock level and I have got one, entry here. So I try to press here and check it. I don't know about the quality control, whether it is finished or
Yes.
not. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't have the stock with me. I'm the storekeeper maybe,
Mm,
and
mm,
I'm
mm,
checking, but the quality control is not yet finished.
mm.
Quality control have to give some yes or no to go to the next step, right? That is to me.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
eh, yeah, so that is pending. That's the thing which I'm trying to
No,
ask.
I will show you if I go to the inventory overview screen.
Mm.
So let's say, so you can see here you are inventory person.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have any operations pending for you. This receipt is basically for the receiving bay area, reception area. So if your reception area, the person that receives the material at, you can say it's a gate location, the person that receives the materials at the gate of your factory, so it has one operation to process.
Okay.
there
Okay.
is
Okay.
there is no transaction pending for your quality and for your inventory person right now. You can see here
Now it is
0 to
clear.
process,
Now it is
0 to
clear. Now
process.
it is clear. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
now when your gate person will receive this material, one to process would be appeared here.
Okay. Okay.
That it can be your inventory person, it can be your you can say it can be a person that is basically transferring materials from gate to quality location. You cannot say it is inventory person, you can say it is basically a person that collects material from gate and transferring it to quality location. And when the material would be processed at the gate, a new transaction would be appeared here, one to process, means that a new entry need to be processed by your person that need to transfer the materials from gate to quality location. And when he will process this operation, a entry would be appeared here as a pending at the quality end that a material have been received at the quality location. You need to perform the quality and transfer it to main warehouse.
Okay, now it's clear. Now it's clear.
Okay, so now we
Okay,
will process it step by step and we'll see how the things are moving. So I will go to this 0 to process or 1 to process. I will process this. So let's say I'm at gate or I'm at receiving reception area. So I have verified the details and I will give the serial that I'm going to receive, sign serial, validate. Okay, so receipt have been done. Again, I will go to the inventory overview. Now you can see here 0 to process and 1 to process appeared into the internal transfer.
okay,
So the responsibility as internal transfer team. Now I will go to the internal transfer and I will verify the details. I just need to hit the validate button. If I have transferred the material, validated. Now I will again go to the inventory overview. Now you can see 0 to process and 1 to process at quality at end. Means material is at quality space. Now quality team has responsibility to perform quality checks and transfer it to main warehouse. Okay, and they
okay,
can, and normally in the organization they have opened this screen to check their daily activities, daily pending activities. So I mean the screen is open, let's say 1 to process appeared here. Now quality team should be active, that one entry need to be processed by that team.
okay. That's good.
I will go to 1 to process. So now the quality cut checks should also be there. So now you can see here the quality checks are there. Okay, so if I click on validate, quality checks would appear that you need to take the measurement of the stool. So let's say I have taken the measurement and that is 12. Validate, and I need to take the picture of the stool as well. Okay, then validate. Then if the quality of the stool is passed, if I also want to give any remarks, let's say I'm giving the remarks of passed and hitting the pass button. Quality checks done. Now I can validate transfer easily. Validate. We'll again go to the inventory overview. Now all has the 0 to process and the material have been received into the main warehouse location.
Okay, quality pass is the one who did the quality pass, but who will be sending to the warehouse again?
Material
Yeah,
that, that will be the team at the company that is basically
yeah. I
sending
mean,
material to the
one,
warehouse.
yeah, one more step
So the
should be there,
normally
right?
the physical, so the normally the physical process, Shafi, at the organization's level is
Yeah.
there. Uh, mm, all material is not dispatched or dropped at the quality location because
No.
quality is only performed on the samples.
Okay.
Okay, so the material is already transferred from reception. Material, in some cases, material remains at the reception.
Okay.
Okay, and the document flow continues. So the samples pass to the quality control team. When the quality controls approves that samples and performs the quality assurance, means the in system material is on main warehouse location, and in the meanwhile when the quality passes, material is also physically transferred by the warehouse team to the main warehouse location.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and if there is any issue with the quality, so then they don't need to transfer it to the main warehouse. In the system they receive at the warehouse location and then they perform return and physically they return it from the reception area.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the process physically involved basically.
Okay. Okay. Clear.
And on the other hand, where the quality normally it depends on the experience and the practices of the organization. When normally the quality of the material is fine, uh, the vendor is reliable, so the material is directly after receiving it on the reception bay directly transferred to the warehouse. But in the system flow is same, so they perform the test on the sample, and but the material physically have been transferred to the warehouse, but they cannot use it because it is not available in the warehouse in the system. So
mm.
when the quality control team will perform the quality checks and they will validate their transfer, then in the system material would be transferred into the main warehouse location, and then it can be used further for the sale or for the manufacturing purpose.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now anything else? Now I will go to the reporting. So just
Yeah,
check the
you
reporting,
can.
some of the
You
reportings
can.
for the inventory. So stocks
Yes.
and the locations reporting have already been checked yesterday. In yesterday's session, stock shows the total stocks of the products, all of the products that are in hand, and on the location you can see the stocks that location wise. So on which locations the stock is basically available. So you can see here a single item can have the stock at multiple locations. And then if I go to another option, so and on the other hand, on the history, if you click on the history of any of row, so it will show you the history of the stock of the item. So how that stock have basically been uh, replenished or have basically come into that location. So history would be appeared. So it can be through the purchase transaction, can be through the manufacturing, or can be through the adjustment transaction. So the history would be appeared for that stock. And then the next location is next report is basically moves history. So it shows you the all of the inventory moves history. Moves history means all of the inventory transfers. It can be deliveries, can be receipts, can be internal transfers, can be quality assurance transfers. All of the moves histories are appeared here. So if you can see, so recently at last we have performed the quality assurance transfer, so it is appearing here. For that we have performed the internal transfers, it is also appearing here. And for that we perform the receipt transfer for the PO, and it is also appearing here. So likewise in sequence according to the order, all of the moves of the inventory transfers are appearing here.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next one is for moves analysis. It is also showing the details from the previous report that was basically moves history. So you can have some analysis in the pivot view. So this is in Odoo, this is called a pivot view. So you can see here in the columns, it is showing you the transfer types, and in rows, it is showing you the locations and months. So if I click here and if I select products, now you can see here it is showing me the in pivot products that have been moved and in which operation types that have been moved. So you can see here custom, it is 0. So let's see. Yes, the stool dark blue, the item that we use, so it is showing me that the stool dark blue 5 quantities have been performed under the receipt operation, and the entries count was 5. So for for each entry we have received 1 unit, so that's why it's showing 5 quantities and the 5 count. And internal transfers are 6 and the quantity was 6. Delivery transfer is 0 for this product, and the quality assurance transfer that we have created right now, it is showing me the 1 quantity have been moved under the quality assurance operation, and this was a 1 operation. Okay, so you can perform here multiple analysis in the measures. You can add and collapse here the fields. So it is currently showing the operation types in the columns. You can click here the plus button and you can add here the multiple fields as well. And if you want to remove the operation types, click here the total. And then if you want to another column, click here. And let's say this time you want to add the okay destination location. Okay, so in which locations basically these products have been moved? So it is showing you the locations in which locations these products have been moved. So if I go to the stool dark blue, you can see here 5 quantities have been moved to the warehouse stock location with 5 entries. Okay, and the 4 have been transferred into the warehouse input location, 3 have been transferred into the warehouse quality control location. In reporting, then the next one is valuation. To it is also similar to the moves history report. The only difference in this valuation report is that it is also showing you the valuation of the moves as well. So if I go to the valuation, and it is currently grouped by the product, you can see here the already added the group by option. So if you remove if you keep this, you can see the valuation by the groups, sorry, by the products. For any product, let's say if I go to the stool dark blue, so it is showing me the quantities are 5, but the valuation is 0. But and if I go with the corner desk right, it is showing me the moved quantity is 60, and the total value of this product is 36,000. So 60 means 60 is in stock, because it is, if I expand this, it will show you all of the moves. The moves that are basically increasing your stocks would be in positive, and the moves that are basically decreasing the stock of this product would be in negative. So if you group it by product, so it will show you the on hand stock by deducting the negative moves from the positive move, and then the value for this stock. And
Why
if
the
you remove,
stool dark blue is zero valuation?
we can check it. I think we have not mentioned the price in the PO. When we see, I can go to the PO. Yes, the price is there, but there is also a costing setup on the product. Let me check. You can see here the cost is 0 for this product, and this cost field is basically set up from the product category. If I go to the product category, you can see here the costing method is standard price. So the standard price option basically calculates the cost of the product from the product template. Product template is this, from the product form. So the product form has 0 cost currently, that's why it's showing me the 0 cost. But on the other hand, if I again go to the product category, you can have the product cost setups on the product category. The costing method currently is standard price. You can also choose the FIFO and the average cost pricing methods as well. So if there is average costing method for this product, and now if I will purchase any unit for this product, so the cost would be updated. So the previously it was on the standard cost, so that's why it is getting the cost from the product template, and on the product template the cost was 0.
Important term is BOM, bill of material. What is exactly that comes in this compute price from BOM?
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have any bill of material for this product, bill of material means if this product is manufactured and you have added the bill of material for this product, how is this product is basically manufactured, what materials are used to manufacture this product. So
Hmm.
if that materials have basically cost, and you can compute the cost of this tool from the BOM. So if I, let's see if I have the BOM, yes, it has a BOM 1, bill of material 1. So if I go to the bill of material, stool, so this is the bill of material of stool. So bill of material means these materials are used to manufacture this product. So if you will add up cost of these materials, so that means it will be cost of this tool.
Okay.
Okay, so you can compute the cost from the bill of material as well, and that cost would be cost of the bill of material. You can also see the cost of bill of material from the BOM overview screen. If you go to the BOM overview, you can see here the components that are used in the stool dark blue, and the cost of the components, and then the total cost would be appeared here. The product cost means the cost that is on the product template that we already checked, it is 0. And then the BOM cost is the cost of the components that are used to make this product. So the components cost is 5.77 currently.
And the components also there in the products listing,
Yes.
not sellable. Is it?
No. Component can also be a saleable, but normally these are not saleable.
Okay.
Like components, how components can be saleable? Like if you are cycle manufacturing company,
Yeah.
so to make a cycle, you the tires would be component,
Yes.
but you can also sell the tires directly. So that can also be saleable.
Okay. In this case, this where we mention where it is sellable or non-sellable or a part of a manufacturing item.
Yes, we have already seen in the
Yeah.
previous
Just
session, I
missed.
think. If I go to the product, here is a check, can be sold, can be purchased.
Ah. Okay.
Yes. And if this material is in any of BOM, and then you can see here would be, no, there is not option. So if it is in BOM, there would be a
Yeah.
smart link used in, means in which BOM this material is used, means that in which BOM this material is component.
Okay. 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 Got it. Got it. Okay. Clear.
Okay. Where we were currently, okay, inventory reporting, we were seeing the cost. Valuation report have been checked. Okay, now the inventory aging, this is a new report recently added into the version 17. So if I remove this filter, remove these filters. Okay, so it basically shows you the inventory aging of the report. Inventory aging means how much inventory is in your stock and from which date it is in your stock, and what is the value of that inventory. And currently it is showing you the category wise. You can also go to the plus button and you can also add the product here as well, so you can see the details product wise as well. So it is showing you that this product has these these stocks that were added in July, and the value of the stocks is that. So
Aging
it
normally means it's a, I mean,
how old your
from,
stock is basically.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yes. So you can see here, this is basically used for the decision making. So let's say you are having there here some products that have stock from July 23. That means
Okay.
these products are slow moving products. So you have in stock, you are not getting proper orders for that products to sell them. So you can have that decision making to discontinue that products or to have a proper planning to produce only according to the need of the orders, rather than freezing your money into the inventories.
Okay.
Okay, and then if I go to the next one is performance. Uh, it is showing you the graphical representation also. So if I go to the pivot view to have the data, so you can see here the product category, then the average cycle time days, delivery orders, and the PS order. So it is basically showing you the cycle days to process the transfers. So how much average cycle days are you taking to process delivery orders, and how much cycle days are you taking to process the PS orders? And then here is the product category. You can also add here the product as well. So to see the product wise details, so which product performance is low, which product takes time to process delivery orders, which product takes time to process PS orders. So you can have the uh, chain making according to the operations and the products as well.
Okay.
And you can also have the graphical view of this pivot as well. You can see here, if you click on the graphical view, it will show you the graphical view. And on the measures, you can add the multiple measures. Currently, it is showing you the count. You can add here the average delay days, average cycle time. And if you go to the graph and if you hover the mouse, it will show you the basically the data of that graph as well.
Okay.
And on the other side, if you go to the pivot option, you can also insert this pivot into the spreadsheet, Odoo spreadsheet. So Odoo spreadsheet means Odoo also have the documents app in which this pivot page would be saved like the XLX format. and you can add the manual formula columns, or you can have editing to this PO like Excel into that spreadsheet. Okay, now the I will go to the product categories to have some discussion. Let's say I will go to the products, then we'll go to the product categories. Just check some setups related to the products. Okay, so let's say Coca-Cola is appearing, so I will go to the Coca-Cola product. So here the product name, then the can be sold and can be purchased is basically to trigger the purchase order and the sale orders for that product. So if this is turned off, you cannot process the purchase and the sale for this product. And the first tab is general information tab. Under this tab, the product type basically consume the consumable, service product, and storable product, booking fees, and the combo. Consumable product is basically the product for which you don't need to manage the stocks and the inventories and the inventory valuation as well. You just need to process the purchase and sales transaction, so you can go with the consumable options. So normally if you are in company, so you can go for stationary items to have the consumable type, for which you don't need to manage the stocks. You will purchase and you will consume it directly. And on the other hand, if there is or there are any products for which you don't want to manage inventories, but you also want to have purchase and sales transaction, you can go with the consumable option. Service option is basically a service product for which you need to perform a service. So for this product, the stock is also not managed, but if you select the service, there are some extra features with that. So you can also configure the projects module with a service type product. So you can create the projects from the service. So if you are giving services to your customers and you want to create the projects, if you are receiving any order for that services, you want, if you want to create the project for that services, so when you will create the sales order, so the project will be automatically created for that service. So you can create projects and the tasks if the product is service by the sales transactions. And then the invoicing policy based on the prepaid fixed price means when the service product sale order would be created, you can create the invoice. Based on milestones means uh, when the project will be created from the service product, you have to define some milestones in that project, and based on that milestones reach, you can create the invoice. And based on delivered quantity, manual means you can on the sales order of the service products, you can mention the delivered quantity manually, and then you can create the invoice for that service. And on the create on order option is basically that I already mentioned. When the order would be created against the service product, you can create task, project and task, and a simple project. On the right side, if you go to the sale price, you can mention here the default sale price for this product that would be used when you are performing the sales transactions. And if the customer is having a special prices that is attached with that customer, then the price would be populated from that price list. If there is default price list attached with the customer, then the price would be appeared from this sales price field on the sales order. Then the customer taxes, you can mention here the taxes that should be automatically populated on the sales order transaction. And then the cost, you can mention here the cost. If you are using the standard cost option into the Odoo, then this cost would be used for the inventory transaction. And if you are using the FIFO cost and the average costing method for your inventories, then this cost field would be computed automatically on the FIFO or AVCO basis. And then you can also put here the cost manually by manual intervention. And on the other side, you can also compute the cost of the product from the BOM. If this product will have the BOM, there would be the option to compute this cost from the BOM. And if you will hit the button, cost would be calculated and set it up here. Then
Above the
product
screen, yeah,
sorry.
sorry. Above there is equal to 2.57. That means the tax will not be included in such cases. Sales price, right
Yes,
side,
that
equal
tax
to,
is separate.
no, on the top, right side. Yeah,
This one.
yeah.
Yes, this is showing you inclusive of tax. So if I remove this, you can see here it has been removed. So if you will
Okay,
add tax, so it will show you the inclusive of tax price as well.
okay.
So without tax, price is 2.20, and with tax 2.57. But on the sales
Yep.
order, it will show you the taxes separately. It is just giving you the a preview that what total would be charged to the customer. Okay, then there is product category. You can create the product categories for your products. So two are two basic purposes are to create product categories. First is to just have a group of your products for better reporting and decision making and the filterization of your data. And then on the other hand, in Odoo, you have some setups that need to be set up on the product category, and that would be applied to all of the products that are under that category. So let's say if Coca-Cola is under the all saleable POS category, so all of settings that are on this category would be applied to the Coca-Cola and all other products that are under the all saleable POS category. So what settings are there on the product category? If I jump directly by this internal link arrow button onto the product category, okay, so you can set here the costing method for your inventory valuation on the product category. We have three options in the costing method: standard, FIFO, and the average costing. Standard means the cost you have to put your cost on the product, and that cost would be used for your inventory valuations. FIFO means system will calculate the product cost on the FIFO basis. AVCO means system will calculate the product cost on the AVCO basis. And I think you have understanding of FIFO and AVCO. I don't need to explain it in detail. If
Yeah,
I need, you can go with the question.
yeah. The performance of the first in first out model
Yes,
is the same. Yeah, the
yes.
other model.
AVCO, average costing.
Yeah.
Should I need to explain it in detail?
No, I'll just go through. That's okay.
I can explain if you require. Let me go to the Excel.
Only one screen is there for me.
I'm showing my Excel screen.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's say we were doing the transaction for the stool. I will go with the same product. Purchase 10. Purchase 2. 12. Purchase 3. 15. So let's say you have done 3 purchases for the stool with, let me mention here the price, quantity, and 10 for each order. Okay. value for each transaction would be okay. Okay, so now you are going to have a sale transaction. So basically now you are going to consume this inventory. Okay, so you can consume inventory by two ways. You can sell this inventory directly, or you can use it in manufacturing. Okay, so that is also a consumption. Okay, so if you are
Okay.
using in manufacturing or if you are directly selling this inventory, the costing pattern would be same. So let's say you are going to perform the sale transaction of inventory, and the method is FIFO. So let's say customer have ordered you the 15 quantity 15. Okay, so if the customer ordered 15 and the costing method is FIFO for the stool product, so system will identify that which quantity was received at first, that should be out first. Okay, so at first you received 10 quantity at the price
Okay.
of 10. So for this
Okay.
15, system will pick 10. Uh, Sorry, for this 15, system will pick 10 with the price of 10, and the 5 would be picked from the second layer,
With
5
the
from
12.
this with quantity of with price of 12.
Yeah.
Okay, and so on.
Yeah.
And if you are using the avco, then this is very simple. And let me also show you another thing, product template. When you are doing these transactions, when you have received the first product of the stool on the product template, if you are using FIFO on the product template, the cost would be 10. The cost field that we recently checked on the product template, do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you done the first purchase, the cost field would be updated with 10.
Okay.
Okay, and with the next purchases it would not be updated because you are doing the FIFO basis, and by this method you are currently having the stock of your first purchase, and that is with 10. And when you will now have the next sale or consumption transaction, 10 should be used by the FIFO method and the cost would be 10 on the product template. And when you did this transaction, it means you have consumed the first layer completely in whole,
Okay.
and then you also consume the 5 from the next layer, and the next layer has the 12. And after doing this transaction on product template, it will be updated to 12. So means for the next transaction you also have 5 more available in the second layer, and that
Okay.
5 need to be charged with the 12. So the product template will have the 12 as a cost. So when,
Okay.
in other words, if I rephrase my sentence, when you are using FIFO, the product template will show you the cost that would be charged for your next consumption.
Okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
you are having currently three different costs for this product. Okay, so on the
Okay.
product template, which cost should be previewed? So the Odoo has a principle that on the product template, it will show you the cost that would be charged to the next order.
Okay. So,
Okay, so if you have consumed both of these layers, then it means that you only have the layer of this that would be consumed next, and system will show you the cost 15 on the product template, that the cost that would be charged to the next order.
okay.
Okay, and in the avco the pattern is built completely different and simple. in this simple basic in this system basically calculates the average cost at any increased transaction. So let's say when you done this transaction,
Mm.
the product template will have the cost 10, and
Mm.
when you did this transaction, so system will sum all of value by this total of all value, sorry, total of all value divided by total of all quantity. The quantity is 20. Okay,
Okay.
no, it's not good. Let me do it separately. The sum of value 220 and the sum of quantity 20, and the average cost should be total value divided by total quantity 11. So when you did the
Okay.
second transaction, the average cost on the product template would be 11, and when you did the third transaction, it will do the same again. So it
The
will
three
have, yes, 270.
370.
Okay, then 30, and then 12.33.
Okay.
Okay, so in
Okay.
Avco, when you are doing any purchases or any manufacturing, so basically when you are increasing the stock of your product, so on each increased transaction, average costing is updated on the product template, and when the sale transaction is performed, no matters which quantity is, system basically picks the average cost from the product template and applies it to your sales transaction,
Okay. Okay.
and then the cost would be this.
Okay.
Okay, I think it should be clear now to you.
Yeah, it's clear. It's completely clear. Yeah.
Okay, and the standard price is simple. In standard price, you have to put the standard cost on the product template, and that will be used for the inventory valuation, ignoring the purchase cost or manufacture cost.
Okay.
I will again share my screen of Odoo. Okay, then after choosing the method of the costing, so let's say I choose average costing. So now the inventories would be valued at the average costing, but there is another setup that it, if you want to do the inventory journal entries automatic, so there is another setup on the categories as well. It is not currently appearing here because it is turned off from the setting. So let me turn this on. I will go to the settings of the main Odoo. I will search for the automatic. It should be under the accounting. Okay, so you can see here stock valuation, automatic accounting is turned off.
Okay.
Okay, so now when you are doing inventory transaction like we did purchases receipts, and the journal entries have not been posted because the automated accounting was turned off. So if I turn this on, I need to give the stock valuation accounts, should be stock in hand, and input account should be Taram. Let me check if that accounts are opened or not. Okay, so let me create account. So input and output accounts are basically used temporarily park the payable and receivable balance into an account while receiving and delivering the inventories. And when you will basically create actual bill and the invoice, then that account would be cleared and the balance would be posted into the payable and the receivable account. That is totally accounting concept. uh, Stock around received. Production account, when the materials would be moved to the production for manufacturing. So what account should be used? That is work in process account. Okay, so automatic accounting settings have been done in settings, but these also be done at the need to be done at the product category level. So if I again go back to the products, so basically if this is turned on in the general settings, then this option would also be appeared on the product categories. Product, I can directly go to the product categories by searching product categories. Okay, so we were on the, let's see this one. Yes, tool should be there. Okay, so this is the category. Okay, so you now you can see here under the costing method, previously there was no any option, so now it have been populated inventory valuation method. So but this category currently it is selected manual. So manual means if you have chosen the manual, so the general entries for the inventory transactions like receipts, deliveries, and adjustments would not be posted. Your accounting team have to post journal entries manually. And you can also choose the automated option. So when you will select the automated option, so the account stock properties would automatically be populated that you have mentioned into the general settings. And after choosing the automated options, when you will do any inventory transactions like receipts, deliveries, and adjustments, so the relevant journal entry would be posted automatically. Okay.
Companies use mostly which costing method?
Average costing method is used commonly, but some
Mhm.
special industries like are using the FIFO as well. So when you need to manage your margins uh, according to your shipments. So then companies prefer to use the FIFO basis. So they want to basically have analysis of their order margins. So they calculate the first purchase product should be outed first, and then the relevant cost should be charged rather than averaging the cost to just have
Yeah.
the clear picture of their margins. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Continue,
sorry.
please.
And then some other industries that basically have the perishable items with expiry dates also use the FIFO for the removal strategy. Removal strategy means to get the stocks out, and then they also use the FIFO for the costing as well to have the similar approach for their inventory out and the costing as well to have the um, clear and you can say correct margins.
Okay.
Average costing is mostly used basically the most of the engineering industries are also use average costing, where the FIFO costing becomes complex when your orders and when your manufacturing contains lot of products and components. So they prefer average costing to have less efforts in the cost calculation and the comparison. And then on the other side, when your product costs are basically volatile mean are increasing or decreasing regularly. So the normally companies prefer to use average costing to have they have the stable profit and loss reporting rather than having in first period if they are using FIFO and if they have purchased products on a high cost in the first period, the company will be reporting loss, and in the second period, in the second month, if they have got any big discounts or if they have purchased products with low cost, the second period would be showing the profits. So the profit and loss report would not be stable, so the trends would not be stable. So then the companies also prefer to use the average costing, so the costing would be averaged out by the system automatically, and the profit and loss report would be stable, so the both of months should be showing the loss or the profit, and the trend would be stable.
Okay. The cost price and the sell level price. So that option we are putting in the other screen, right? The sale price.
Yes, that is on the product.
Yeah, yes. On the product, when I mentioned there, suppose I need to have it some 30 percentage to my cost price. So is there any option which I can add 30% and automatically the number gets I mean entered over there from my cost price?
For your margin
Yeah, the
sales
margin
price.
fee.
So basically, you
Yeah.
want to calculate the sales price by adding the 30% margin on your cost price.
Yes.
Yes, you can do it. So let me finish it.
Yeah.
Then I will show you. So the last field that you can mention here is the force removal strategy. So the removal strategy is basically used for the physical inventory movements. So if you have used the FIFO means when you will process a delivery transfer. So the system you were saying that system is automatically reserving the stocks from you if the stocks are available. So if you have mentioned any removal strategy, so system will reserve the stocks according to that removal strategy. So if you have mentioned here the FIFO, then system will reserve the stocks according to the FIFO basis, mean that you have purchased first, system will reserve it first to get it out for your delivery transfer.
Okay.
Okay. And on the other side, you can also have a very good option here is the closest location. So if you have multiple location for your stocks, and when you will doing the delivery, and when system is going to reserve the stock for your delivery, so system will go with the closest location option. So which location is closest to you in sequence, the stock would be reserved from that location.
Okay.
Okay. And if I Save this and go back to the products to show you the margin option. Let's say I go with the stool. So this is a cost price, sorry, sales price, and then you will also have. If I go to the variant, this product has a basically variants. Variant means different sizes and colors. So if I go to dark blue, so you can see here the cost is 0, sales price is 500. So let's say if I mention here the cost 400, and you want to calculate the prices on the margin. So this is your default price, okay? And if you want to calculate the prices on the margin, you can go with the price list option in the sales. We had discussed in the sales modules the price list option. If you go to the product menu, there is option of the price list, okay? So by default, default pick public price list is there, that is created automatically by Odoo for your default prices, and it is attached to all of your customers. So when you didn't created any price list, the default prices would be used, and the default prices basically picks the prices from the product template. From where, let me open up the screen. Tool, variants, dark below. Okay, so the default price is created automatically by Odoo, and it is attached to all of your customers when you create customers. And if it this default price is attached with your customers, then the price that is used for sale is this one that is mentioned on the product template.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you want to calculate price from any formula like margins or any other formula, you can create here the prices manually, and then you need to attach that prices with your customers. Like if I say I create a price list, margin based price list, and here are the rules that I need to mention here under the price list. If I go to the yes, option is not enabled. Save. Let me turn on from the setting. So the advanced prices need to be turned on. So if you go to the sales settings, you can see here under the price list, there are two options: multiple prices per product, and then advanced price rules, discounts, formulas. Let me turn this on. Then I will have the option to add formulas for pricing. Okay, I will again go to the price list. I will go to the margin based price list that I have created right now. Margin based price sheet, I will go to add line. Now the formula based form would be paired. Okay, so you have three options there: fixed price, discount, and formula. So if you have discounted price, so you can go with the discount, and you can give here the discounts, and it can be applied to all products, to some special product categories, any specific product, and any specific product variant. And then you can also mention here the minimum quantity, means upon which quantity this price should be applied. Means if this quantity would be ordered, minimum of this quantity would be ordered, then this price would be applied. And then you can also give here the validity, uh, till that date this price list would be activated. After that it would not be applied. And currently we need to discuss the margin based prices. Then you need to go to the formula based prices, and when you will select the formula based prices, so the first option is based on. So your formula should be based on the sales price, mean the price that you have mentioned on the product template. The other option is cost, so the formula should be based on the cost of the product, and the other prices mean the formula should be based on the other price list. The price list means that on price list that you have created on this form. So we are also creating a new price list here. So you can also create a new prices that can calculate prices depending upon these prices that we are creating right now, margin based prices. So you can also create formulas on the price list as well. So currently we have to go with the cost because we need to calculate the margins based on the cost. And discounts basically deducts the value from the price. It gives you the discount. So if you add here the discount, so you can see here on the right side, it will also show you the calculation when you will be adding the formulas. So currently it is showing you the cost with the 10% discount. It is showing the, for example, if you are having the cost of 100, so you have applied 10% discount, so the 90 would be charged as a price. So means you need to add the margin of 30%, then you need to give here under the discount field, you can give here negative 30%. Now you can see here the negative 30% discount means 30% margin would be added up on the cost. On the right side you can see the example as well. Example means if the cost is 100, then system will multiply it with 1.3, and your total sales price would be 130.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, got
and
it,
let
got it.
me save and close it. So I have saved and closed it. This is the prices. And now after creation of prices, I need to do a one more step. I need to attach these prices to with my customers, for which customers these prices should be charged. Hold on, Shafi, for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me now, Shafi?
Yes.
Okay, so now I will go to the context and I will add this. Sorry, I will attach these prices to some context. So we will using the order. So let's say with decoding, this is our customer. I will go to the sales and purchase tab, and under the sales and purchase tab, here's the prices that we have already mentioned. By default, a default prices is created and attached to the customer. So I can change this to my prices, margin based prices that I have created right now. Save. So now if I, whenever I will create the order for this customer, this prices would be applied and the price would be calculated by adding 30% margin on the cost. So let's say I will go to the order and create a new order, decoded customer. So if I will just select the decoded customer on the right side of the sale order, you can also see here the price list that is attached with the customer, and you can also change the price list on the order level here. Okay, so if I add a product here, the product was tool dark blue, for which I have mentioned the cost of 400. Let's say dark blue variant. Okay, so now you can see here the cost I added on the product was 400, and the system is showing me the 520. It have added the 30% margin on the price. So if I go to the product to show you the cost, variants, I need to go to the dark blue variant. So you can see here the cost is 400, but on the order system is showing me the 520 by adding the 30% margin.
Yeah, this is for an individual customer. We have to configure it, right? In that case.
No, if you are
Mm-hmm.
having the 30% margin means you are giving it to all of your customers.
Mm.
Then you need to create a one prices and attach it with all of your customers.
Now, individually have to attach it or one time sitting? Is it there?
No, you have to attach it individually, but there is option. You can export your all of your customers and attach the prices and import it back.
Mhm.
You can do it with export and import.
Yeah, the same thing. There is a POS system in which or an e-commerce system which has been connected to this. So the customer has not been created, right? So we are going to sell it directly. So for the stool itself, it's
Yes.
400. So what should be the selling price, or what the price which will be displayed at the POS system or on a website, e-commerce?
For e-commerce order, yes, you can also do the e-commerce orders according to the price list.
Yeah,
So you
but
can, yes,
no one is there to register, right? It's anonymous users, which has been there. There is no, but because we are not registering any of the vendors or the clients in the system, they purchase it directly.
yes.
So at the time of purchase, they need to see the price also. So what is the price which they are going to see in their screen? Uh, 400 we put, right? Is That's the cost price. So what should be the selling price or the final price for an item in the
For the
website?
website,
Yeah, for the
you,
e-commerce.
yes, I'm saying that you can also publish the price list, price for your products. You
Mhm.
have to configure that. If I go to e-commerce, let me check it is configured or not. Let me uh, website. We have very little time. So I think Shafi, time we have less time to give park this question for me. So from the next session, I will show you when you will go to the shop. I will configure. Let me go to the shop. Okay. So here you can see here the margin rate prices is automatically selected. Can you see here?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So it is already selected, and when you will go to any product, the price would be calculated according to this price list.
No, okay,
And on the other hand, if you click here, you can also restrict that the only this price list should be appeared on the e-commerce.
okay.
Okay. So if I go to the stool, let's check if it's published. So you can see here 520 stool is also showing the same price.
Mhm.
The product has 400 cost. It is showing you the margin based price.
Okay.
Okay. And currently if I click here, it is also showing me the EUR price, euro price list as well. So customer can choose the euro price list as well, but you can have the restriction that the customer can only or can only go with the uh, margin based prices. How can you do that? Let me go to the price list, sales product prices, and if I go to the our price list, if I go to the configuration, so you can see here the website option.
Okay.
Okay, so it is published on this website, and if I go to the other one was euro, it is also published on the euro website. Let me check the other ones. Christmas margin based. Yes. So the selectable is basically option from which you can restrict that it should not be selected. Now, if I will go to the website, there should be one only shop. Okay, no, because I have turned off the other as well. Prices. No, no one is selectable on the website. Let me turn this on. Selectable. Okay, website. So Okay, so you can see here the margin based pricing is showing.
Okay.
Okay, so currently because one prices is active for the website, and if you will activate two prices, then it will show you here the prices choose option as well on the top to choose according to your choice.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for today's session. So we have not covered manufacturing at all, but it's very good thing that you have raised some of serious questions today.
Yes.
Okay, now we will
Okay.
cover the manufacturing and PLM in next session.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Thank you for your time, Shafi. Allah
Thank you.
Hafiz.
Thank you, sir.
Jazakallah.
Okay. Shukran. Bye.